as you guys know, but we have a set throttle map that originally was formed to help the cars that were stalling, because these cars, in F3, most people are like full throttle, but in F2, there's too much power to be full throttle. So we're quite limited with that. So they made a throttle map that was really quite like aggressive, just to help the cars from stalling. And it's a fixed thing that you have to run. So I think for all the cars, it's throttle map 1, and then we just changed to throttle map 2. So when you do the launch, until you've reached 50 kilometers an hour, I think, then you can change to throttle map 2, and then you just do the rest of the race like that. So it was wet, obviously. And I always normally I do the formation lap in throttle map 1, because it only affects first gear, but Monaco's got so many first gear corners that I went back to map 2 on the formation lap. And then when I was rolling up to the grids, I normally wait for the call on the radio from my engineer to, tell me how many burnouts, throttle map, engine map, like clutch map, stuff like that. And I just forgot. I didn't get the call, and then I forgot about it, and I pulled up on the grids, and literally as soon as I put my foot on the throttle to basically do the start, the RPM just came up so slowly, and I was like, what's going on? And as soon as we launched, I mean, I got a worse start because of it in the end. Like, I got a terrible start. And I went to change the throttle map 2, and I went to map 3, and I was like, oh my God, and I realized straight away, like, I thought to myself, that's disqualification, right? And I decided to just forget about it and basically push flat out for the rest of the race and see what happens. But yeah.
Yeah, it's a pretty crappy thing to get disqualified by as well, because the guys that are disqualifying you have never sat on the grid, and the pressure at Monaco and the adrenaline and the nerves, you're not thinking about throttle maps. So if you're not reminded, you're gonna forget.
It's rules are rules, and I accept that completely. But it was one of the, definitely so far, that's the hardest thing I've ever had to accept after that. Never been through anything like that. That's for sure.
I mean, I've not even driven Monaco, so to even think about winning there, that's got to be pretty. I mean, I suppose at least the only thing I can wrap my head around is that you kind of knew straight away.
Yeah.
So there's nothing, because you know what I mean. There's nothing worse than like winning the race, going through the celebrations like you're just on top of the world. And
I forgot though. Like I forgot about it at the start, and I did the rest of the race, and I like won the race, and I was like, yeah. I was out of the car, I was super happy, and I was thinking to myself, I'm pretty sure I started in the wrong throttle map when we were in the interview. There's like a photo that F2 posted when they announced it, and it's me in the interview just like looking really confused and thinking. And I'm pretty sure that's the moment that I realized I remembered that I started in the wrong map. But for me, that was, I mean, like I said, Richie won that race, the sprint race, 5-6 years ago. When I remember it just being really, really cool to me. So for me, it was a really big deal. I mean, everyone wants to win at Monaco anyway, but it was definitely extra special. So yeah, pretty gutting.
Yeah, you can take away from it though that you weren't on track. At the end of the day, you got a worse start, like you say. So at least you can do it. And then if you get the chance again, you just gotta go and do the repeat, haven't you?
Just hope we get that chance again. Yeah.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
I think for the people that sort of look out for your career, will only look at that race as a positive.
Yeah, sure. I hope so.
Sure. I mean, pretty much the rest of not the whole season, but I mean, you've pretty much had a positive season so far, haven't you? I mean, you've come into first race of the year, I think, and won your first race.
Yeah. The speed's been really good all year. Like straight away, we knew preseason testing was good. I think we have a strong lineup as well. Like Yuri as a teammate is he's more experienced than me, and he's quick. He's got more experience in these bigger cars, so it's quite good having a fast teammate like that. But for sure, the speed's been really, really good. We've just been missing every weekend, just trying to put the complete weekend together. We need a solid weekend to go through, and I thought Baku was going to be that, to be honest, with the pole. But obviously in the end that didn't turn out to be it either. So we need to get on top of that.
Yeah, because you guys are pretty quick, weren't you? I think you were 1-2 in qualifying Baku.
Yeah, so I went. I mean, in FP, I was like 1.6 seconds off Yuri in FP, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so slow. And I don't know, in quali, it's the same. I had this a couple of years ago when I did Macau for the first time, and everyone was saying to me before the weekend, don't crash in FP, make the most of track time. I'm sure you've been told this as well, like get through it. And I did all of FP in Macau and basically never went on the limit. And I got to quali and I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I haven't pushed the track properly yet. And I kind of had that in Baku a little bit. The practice wasn't on the limit. So I went into quali with just a mindset of, I don't care if I crash a car, I just need to fire it in everywhere. And it made such a difference.
Yeah, it does. My engineers always said to me, the last 2 laps are the ones you push in practice. So you just build up and circulate, get the laps, figure out where everything is. And then 2 laps, then, obviously you've got to figure out when quali is. But if you shunt, then it's not the end of the world. At least you've got your laps in. But if you do it on lap 2 or 3 in Monaco, then forget it. Your weekend's over.
I imagine it's quite a funny one though, because I've done Norris Ring, Po, and Macau quite a few times each one, but none of them on an F3, F2 weekend, basically. So I've always had practice to like build up to it and stuff. Like I remember doing Macau for the first time. I'm an engineer, Lane, who's I think he's now Nick Cassidy's engineer actually in Virgin, Formula E, and he was just on me the whole prep. You do not crash in free practice one. Do not crash in free practice one. I did the whole thing just like cruising, and at some point I was P6 with like 2 laps to go, and I thought, wow, I'm just a hero, I'm not even trying. And then decided to push last lap, and I came so close to one of the biggest crashes I've ever had on the second to last corner of the last lap of free practice one, and it well, I wouldn't say it shit me up, but it was just like, well, you don't do that again. So in Q1 I was nowhere after that, and I can only imagine on an F3, F2 weekend, you only have free practice. You don't have two qualies or 2 free practices like you have in Macau and stuff. That's got to be pretty, because you can't exactly build up to it as comfortably as you would like.
No, and one of the hardest things is going from, like in Baku, we went from medium to super soft in quali, and so we only drove the medium in free practice, and then you go straight to a super soft where you got to just know how, because sorry, the first lap, maybe second push lap, but you just have to know where to push everything and step everything up. And I think that's one of the biggest things when I first drove on Pirellis. That was the hardest thing I had to learn. On other tires you can do lap after lap after lap and sort of build up, and then your 4th lap you put it out there. But with the Pirelli, you just got to get straight on it, and over the lap the balance is changing as well with the tire going away. So it's definitely a unique situation.
Do you think, like on a street track though, going like 2 steps softer for quali sort of all of a sudden gives you this like confidence? Because it's not the same comparison, but I did 1 F2 race in Sochi last year, and we did, I think we're mediums to ultra soft, I think it was. Well, they're purple, that's all I know.
I think it's super soft, yeah.
Is it? I
think it is. Well, if it is,
and I remember feeling like I was absolutely nowhere in free practice on mediums. Just like I couldn't, the turbo of the car, the lag, the weight of it, the 18-inch wheels, whatever. And then put the super softs on quali, and I was P9 on the first run.
Yeah.
And I was thought, I could be on pole. Like I don't know, I just got all this confidence out of nowhere, and then screwed the second run, obviously, but we won't talk about that. But yeah, do you think that's
I think
sort of maybe helped you?
For me at least it did, because I went from being absolutely nowhere to the first lap in quali P2 or something, P2 or P4, from nowhere. And as soon as I got the call, I think it was second. Yeah, it was P2. As soon as I got the call, you're P2, that was everything I needed to be like, now I can do it. I can do this. The rest of the quali, I know that we're fast enough, and it gave me so much confidence just nailing the first lap. But I think you're right. Making that jump on the compound gives you so much more grip that you just have so much more confidence.
Yeah, it's better that way around than the other, isn't it? When you feel like you've done the best lap of your life and your engineer goes, you P12.
Yeah, right. I
only P12. I've done some and I've been like P28, mate. Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh dear.